Welcome back to LFC Transfer Hub, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Today we've got huge transfer drama and breaking news.
Alexander Isak proves Newcastle right as Liverpool pay the price for striker's decision. Liverpool star Giovanni Leoni suffers serious injury as worst fears realized. Liverpool can now perform drastic Federico Chiesa U-turn after devastating blow. Let's dive into Reds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated. Alexander Isak proves Newcastle right as Liverpool pay the price for striker's decision. Alexander Isak remains considerably short of peak fitness nearly a month into his Liverpool career following his £125 million departure from Newcastle. Isak left the Magpies desperately lacking match sharpness after declining to participate in pre-season training or join the squad on their Far East tour as he orchestrated his switch to Liverpool. The forward netted his maiden goal for the Reds against Southampton during Carabao Cup third-round action on Tuesday night before celebrating with his trademark celebration. However, moments before his halftime substitution, he was summoned back onto the pitch for additional running drills during the break. The striker indicated this was an unfamiliar experience from his Newcastle days, telling Sky Sports, "It's a new one on me." When questioned by ITV about his current fitness status, Isak responded, "It's difficult to say. I think it's a mixture of fitness-wise and also football-wise. I feel good, I feel like I'm in a shape to at least make a difference. I feel good. I think with every game I play it's very helpful and gets me in better shape. I'm just getting more and more ready." Newcastle personnel had concerns that Isak's conditioning would deteriorate, leaving him battling against the clock to achieve full fitness for the new season, and have been proven right given he's still some way short of 100% fitness. Eddie Howe's final comments regarding Isak's physical state back in August were, "Alex had been working individually with our sports science department and they have been getting him fit. But in terms of how match fit he is, and what he's actually done, it is difficult to judge. Match fitness is very different." Howe has since confessed that his relationship with Isak took a hit, stating, "The moment he went on strike our relationship did change and that was probably a turning point in our relationship. I loved working with him. I hope he enjoyed working with us. It was mutually beneficial. We helped him become the player he in part is today and he helped us as a team achieve some unbelievable milestones and was part of a very successful team." Liverpool star Giovanni Leoni suffers serious injury as worst fears realized. Liverpool's young defender Giovanni Leoni has reportedly suffered a severe ACL injury, which has sidelined him for several months. The 18-year-old Italian centre-back was stretchered off the pitch during his debut match for the Reds against Southampton on Tuesday night. Leoni, along with goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili, was making his first appearance in front of the Anfield crowd during the 2-1 Carabao Cup victory. However, after a heavy fall off the pitch, he was immediately replaced and escorted down the tunnel. According to reports from Fabrizio Romano, Leoni has torn his ACL and will be out of action for several months. Arne Slot expressed concern about the severity of Leoni's injury after the final whistle last night. In his post-match interview, the Dutchman shared his initial thoughts on Leoni's condition. He said, "He's down because for him it didn't feel good immediately. But this is something now we have to assess and normally these things don't happen in 5 to 10 minutes, you have to wait until tomorrow to see how he comes in and then maybe do an MRI scan to know more. Normally the emotions of a player tell you a lot. I saw a player in the Dutch Eredivisie at the weekend who went out completely in tears and it proved to be that he was right, that he had suffered a bad injury, but let's hope for the best." Leoni made his way to Anfield from Parma in a deal worth £26 million plus add-ons during the summer. He was later called up to the senior Italy squad for the September internationals, but didn't get a chance to play in either match against Estonia or Israel. The towering 6'5" defender is seen as a future defensive gem, leading the Reds to part with significant cash to secure the teenager following Jarell Quansah's move to Bayer Leverkusen. Slot now has just 3 senior centre-backs at his disposal for the upcoming months, with Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez being the current options. Hugo Ekitike red card, Liverpool boss Arne Slot unhappy to lose forward for Crystal Palace trip after stupid sending off. Liverpool boss Arne Slot has criticised Hugo Ekitike's stupid red card after the striker scored the winner in the 2-1 victory against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Ekatike received his first yellow card of the afternoon, 8 minutes after replacing Alexander Isak at the halftime interval, for punching the ball away when Thomas Bramall blew for a Southampton free-kick. The 23-year-old went on to tap home Federico Chiesa's cross in the 85th minute to restore Liverpool's lead following Shea Charles's equaliser, before then taking his shirt off while celebrating in front of the Anfield crowd. Ekatike was sent off after being given his second yellow card of the evening and will miss Saturday's fixture against an unbeaten Crystal Palace side. Speaking after the game, Slot said, "Needless? Yes. And it was stupid. The first one was already needless and to a certain extent, stupid, as you have got to control your emotions. I told him that if you score in the Champions League final in the 87th minute after outplaying 3 players and hitting it in the top corner, I can maybe understand. He is like, this is all about me, what did I do? But I am old-fashioned, I'm 47 and old. I never played at this level but did score a few goals, and if I scored a goal like this, I'd have turned around and walked up to Federico Chiesa and said, this goal is all about you, this is not about me. It's always best to control your emotions. If you can't, do it in a way that doesn't lead to a yellow card." Ekatike apologized for his dismissal, saying emotion got the better of him. He posted on Instagram, "I was so excited tonight to help the team achieve another victory here in our home for my first Carabao Cup match. The emotion got the better of me tonight. My apologies to all the Red family." Robertson slams silly Ekatike Red. Liverpool vice-captain Andy Robertson echoed the criticism from Slot directed towards Ekatike after labeling the incident as silly in the aftermath of the victory which secured their place in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. "I'll be very surprised if he does it again," Robertson said to Sky Sports. "Scoring a goal is always emotional and he's obviously just forgotten. His first one is stupidity. 2 silly bookings and we miss him for Saturday. It's silly from his part. He will learn from it and I'm sure he won't do it again." Sherwood, Ekatike has let himself down. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? He takes a second yellow card for that? I'd be fuming if I was Arne Slot. What is he thinking? He must know the rule. I think it's the pressure of Isak being there, the noise around it. He's letting everyone know that I am here. We know he's done really well, he's a real threat. That's his 5th goal of the season. He can't do any more than he's doing. We all know your name. There's absolutely no need to show that. Liverpool fans appreciate what he's doing. Now he's not going to play, and whether Isak is ready to play or not. Ekatike has let himself down. Liverpool can now perform drastic Federico Chiesa U-turn after devastating blow. Liverpool may utilize a recent UEFA rule change to include Federico Chiesa in their Champions League squad following Giovanni Leoni's debut injury. The Italian centre-back, who joined the Reds in a £26 million transfer from Parma this summer, was impressive in his first match against Southampton on Tuesday night. But the 18-year-old's debut was cut short. He was taken off after 81 minutes due to an innocuous clash for the ball. After receiving extensive treatment at the side of the pitch, Leoni was stretchered off, with Arne Slot admitting that the Italian was not optimistic about his injury. The defender underwent scans on Wednesday, which confirmed a severe knee injury. Liverpool are currently unwilling to estimate the duration of Leoni's absence, but it is understood that the club's medical staff are concerned about a serious problem for the young Italian. With the youngster now likely to be sidelined for an extended period, Liverpool have the option to adjust their Champions League squad to avoid being undermanned. UEFA amended their registration rules on the eve of this year's tournament, allowing clubs to make one change to their squad during the league phase in response to long-term injury or illness. Should an outfield player face a minimum 60-day absence, clubs are now permitted to bring in a replacement, with this regulation remaining in effect through matchday 6. Following discussions at the UEFA Executive Committee, the governing body announced the modification earlier this month, declaring, "The Executive Committee approved an amendment to the 2025-26 UEFA Men's Club Competitions regulations to admit the temporary replacement of a maximum of one outfield player with long-term injury or illness during the league phase until matchday 6 included." The reasoning for the adaptation is to ensure that squad lists are not unfairly reduced and players are safeguarded from additional workload pressure. Consequently, with Leoni expected to miss the bulk of the campaign, Liverpool could substitute him with Chiesa or any other ineligible player omitted from their roster. Questions were asked when Slot opted to exclude the Italian attacker from his original Champions League selection, with the Dutchman acknowledging that Chiesa had been displeased with the verdict, though had responded positively during training sessions. The attacker discussed his Champions League omission following his outstanding display against Southampton, yet he may now receive a second opportunity. The choice to omit Chiesa from the original Champions League squad was ultimately a necessary one owing to UEFA restrictions and the Reds' transfer deadline day activity. Slot chose to select Rio Ngumaha over the Italian, with the young player needing to occupy one of Liverpool's 17 overseas slots to be eligible for selection despite being English and only 17 years old. This is due to him not yet qualifying for a homegrown place or spot on List B because of UEFA squad regulations, as he only joined the club last summer from Chelsea when he was 15. If Mark Guehi's deadline day move hadn't fallen through, the Reds would have likely included the former star in their squad, leaving out Leoni, who also isn't eligible to be registered on Liverpool's list of under-21s players, instead. With Slot needing an additional option at centre-back after missing out on the England international, he made the tough decision to leave out Chiesa. However, with Leoni now facing a long period out, Slot could turn back to the forward, having also previously insisted that Ryan Gravenberch, Wataru Endo, and even left-back Andy Robertson are options at centre-back. Chiesa responded to Leoni's injury setback after the final whistle at Anfield on Tuesday night, expressing his hope that his fellow countryman had avoided a serious problem. "Unfortunately, I'm sorry for Giovanni Leoni for what has happened to him," he told LFC TV. "We don't know yet what happened to him, but I hope that it is nothing bad because he has a bright future ahead. He is a fantastic guy and a great footballer. He's just 18. I hope it's nothing bad, but we will see." Yeah, he did look so comfortable on his debut. "I saw him last year in Serie A and he already showed calmness on the ball and then a great defensive mind, an Italian defensive mind as the old defenders back in the day. I hope it's actually nothing.